Do you ever feel like you're only alive when you're stressed? Like the chaos is the only thing that keeps you going? If you've ever found yourself running on pure adrenaline, you're not alone. Many of us are caught in a cycle of stress, and believe it or not, we've actually become addicted to it. Yes, addicted. And no, I'm not talking about the kind of addiction you get from caffeine or nicotine. I'm talking about a chemical dependency on the rush of stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline. It's an addiction that can be even harder to spot because society tends to celebrate it. Hustle culture, anyone? But let me be clear. Being addicted to stress isn't something to be proud of. It can wreak havoc on your mind and body, and it's definitely not sustainable in the long term. So today, we're going to explore why stress feels so addictive, what it does to your brain and body, and most importantly, how to break the cycle and truly relax. Let's start with the science behind why stress feels so addictive. When you're stressed, your body enters what's called the fight or flight mode. Your brain triggers the release of stress hormones like adrenaline and cortisol. Suddenly, your heart is racing, your senses are heightened, and your body is ready to act. It's exhilarating, like a natural high. But this response, which evolved to help us escape threats in the wild, is not meant to be on all the time. The problem is, in today's world, it is. Work deadlines, social pressures, constant notifications, financial worries. They all trigger the same response. And the more stress hormones your body releases, the more your brain starts to crave them. It's like you're living in a constant state of emergency, even when there's no immediate danger. The truth is, our brains have become accustomed to this heightened state of alertness. The rush of adrenaline makes us feel capable, focused, and powerful. But that feeling comes at a cost. Over time, your brain can lose its ability to switch out of fight or flight. You get stuck in a loop of always being on edge. And even worse, your body starts paying the price. Chronic fatigue, anxiety, digestive issues, heart problems. It's like keeping a car engine revved at maximum speed all the time. Eventually, something's going to break. So, why do we keep doing this to ourselves? Part of it is cultural. We live in a society that glorifies being busy. The more stressed you are, the more successful you must be. At least that's the message we're given. Stress gets wrapped up in our sense of self-worth. We confuse being busy with being valuable. The thing is, running on empty doesn't mean you're winning the race. It just means you're headed for a burnout. But what if we could break that cycle? What if, instead of being addicted to stress, we learn to be addicted to peace, clarity, and real fulfillment? Let's talk about some steps you can take to get there. First, you need to recognize when your body is in fight or flight mode. The symptoms can be sneaky: an elevated heart rate, shallow breathing, tense muscles, feeling overwhelmed or irritable for no clear reason. Once you can identify these signs, you can start to take action. The next step is to practice techniques that activate your body's rest and digest system. This is the opposite of the fight or flight response, and it's what allows you to truly relax. Deep breathing is one of the simplest and most effective ways to activate this system. When you're feeling stressed, take a deep breath in for 4 counts, hold for 4, then breathe out for 6. Doing this a few times helps signal to your body that it's safe to calm down. Another powerful way to combat stress addiction is to set boundaries. If you're the kind of person who says yes to everything, you're feeding your stress habit. Learning to say no can be life-changing. It's not easy, especially if you're used to people-pleasing, but it's necessary for your health. Remember, your time and energy are valuable. Guard them wisely. Something else that can really help is practicing mindfulness. Mindfulness is essentially the opposite of stress. It's being fully present, without judgment, in the current moment. Stress often pulls us into the future, worrying about things that haven't happened yet, or into the past, regretting things that are long gone. But mindfulness keeps you here, in the now. Whether it's through meditation, journaling, or simply being conscious of your surroundings, mindfulness helps you break the cycle of reactive, stress-driven behavior. One of the hardest parts of breaking a stress addiction is that at first life might feel boring. When you're used to running on adrenaline, calmness can feel strange. But over time, your body will start to thank you. You'll find that you have more consistent energy, you're less irritable, and you're better able to focus and enjoy your life. Now, let's talk about the physical side of things. Chronic stress not only impacts your mental health, but also your body. When you're constantly in fight or flight, your immune system takes a hit. You become more prone to getting sick, you may experience digestive issues, and your muscles remain tight. That's why it's so important to include physical activities that help release tension. Yoga, for example, is a great way to help the body unwind. It combines movement with deep breathing, which is an excellent way to release stored stress from the muscles. If yoga isn't your thing, consider regular stretching or even just walking outside. The point is to get out of your head and into your body. Speaking of being in your body, let's not forget the impact of sleep. If you're addicted to stress, chances are you're not getting good quality sleep. Cortisol, that stress hormone we keep talking about, disrupts your sleep cycle. It makes it harder to fall asleep. And even if you do manage to drift off, you're not getting the deep, restorative sleep you need. So how do we fix it? Create a sleep routine that signals to your brain it's time to wind down. This could be as simple as turning off screens an hour before bed, reading a book, or drinking a cup of herbal tea. The key is to give your brain time to switch gears from high alert to rest mode. It's also helpful to take a look at your environment. If your work environment is constantly chaotic, you need to find ways to create little pockets of peace. It could be as simple as taking a 5-minute break every hour to step away from your screen, or putting on some calming music in the background. These small moments of stillness can help counteract the effects of a hectic day. Breaking a stress addiction is not easy, and it doesn't happen overnight. It requires a commitment to yourself, to your health, and to your well-being. But the good news is, our brains are incredibly adaptable. Through a concept called neuroplasticity, we have the power to literally rewire our brains for calm instead of chaos. Every time you choose to relax instead of react, you're creating new pathways in your brain that will help you in the long term. So, are you ready to break free from stress? To stop running on adrenaline and start living with intention? I encourage you to take the first small step today. Whether it's taking a 5-minute breathing break, setting a boundary with your time, or making sleep a priority. Each choice matters. If this video resonated with you, don't forget to like it, share it with someone who might need this message, and subscribe for more content on building a healthy, balanced life. And tell me in the comments below, what's one small change you're willing to make today to start reducing your stress levels? Let's take this journey together, one breath at a time.